Hi besties, welcome back to another one of my videos. It's been a minute. I moved to Florida and I haven't filmed since, so welcome back. I want to apologize for the lighting. I haven't really figured out where I want to film in this new place. My bookshelves are here and the windows are here, so I might have to set up a sort of ring light to film or something like that. I don't have one. I think it actually is in one of the boxes still. But for today's video, I wanted to do my hopefuls for the rest of the year. I saw a couple other readers do this as well. I have 11 picked out for the rest of the year. It is November, I think 21st, I want to say. I'm not really sure. So I have pretty much a month and a week, and I usually read like 10 a month. So 11 is a pretty good number because that also allows me to maybe read some books that I didn't have on my radar but got in the mood for. So let's begin. First, I'm gonna start with the books that I'm already in the middle of because these are books that I know I will be finishing. But as these are all hopeful, so if I don't finish them, there is no repercussion. But I like to set a TBR to kind of strive towards and get in the mood for. But first up, I have Baggage Claim. I am actually annotating this for a Christmas present for one of my friends. Shout out Kristen. Hi, I know you're watching this. But I am annotating this. I'm 20% through, but this is the reasoning for this is annotating for a Christmas present, and it's actually going really good. Next up, and there's a common theme with a lot of these books that you'll see, is I'm trying to finish series I'm in the middle of, or read series that I'm in the middle of. So next up, I have Wrecked. I am like 30% through this one by Lauren Asher. It's book 3 of the series. Honestly, I was in a romance mood and I was like, what is a book series that I'm in the middle of that is romances? And this is one of them, so I decided to pick it up. I'm loving this book so far. Book 2 is probably my favorite in the series, but this one's definitely going to be a contender. Next up, I've been in the middle of this book for months now, and I'm tacking it onto this TBR in hopes that I can finish it by the end of 2023, so I don't have to worry about it in 2024. And that's the Hawthorne Legacy. I am 30% through this one. I've been 30% through this one for months now. I really do want to read this series. I really do want to finish it. I think I stopped reading it months ago because I wasn't in the mood for this type of book. If you guys have ever read a Jennifer Lynn Barnes book, they're very complicated and twisty, and she really connects it all very well. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what kind of mood that is. I wasn't in the mood for it, so hopefully I can pick it back up and be in the mood for it. Then last, for the books that I'm in the middle of, I am in the middle of The Battle. I don't have the dust cover on it. I don't read hard copies with the dust cover on, but The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. This is book 2 of the trilogy. I just recently finished Once Upon a Broken Heart. I'm not that far into it. I'm like 10% maybe, but I'm absolutely loving this. A Curse for True Love just came out, so I always, every time one of the books came out, I would go buy it, and then I would say, I'm going to wait until the trilogy is completed so I can binge it all together. So that is what I'm doing. I am binging the trilogy, so I'm on book 2 of the series, and I think a good segue into the next book that is on my hopefuls for the end of the year is A Curse for True Love. This is book 3 of the trilogy, the last book of the trilogy by Stephanie Garber. I need to take the sticker off still. I just got this book. It just released, but I'm very excited about this one. Not much more to say other than it'll complete the trilogy, it'll complete the series, and then I'll be all caught up on my Stephanie Garber books, which I love Stephanie Garber. If you haven't read a Stephanie Garber book and you like YA fantasy, I highly recommend. It's very whimsical, it's very magical, it's very unique writing, it's beautiful. I really love her writing. Next up, I have the Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. This one was annotated by a friend. This was actually on my Halloween TBR because I think it's like a fantasy. It says like skeleton on the cover and stuff, so it was very Halloween vibes. I did do Halloween boxes with my friend, and this was her book to me, so I definitely want to get to it before the year's over because I feel like it's very much the vibes of this weather and the vibes of this time of year. With that being said though, even if I don't get to it, I probably will read it pretty soon. It's a fantasy romance. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I've heard there's a pen pal trope in this, and if you guys know me, pen pal trope is my favorite trope. There's not very many books that do it. Next up, I have the Hunting of Adeline. This is book 2 and the last book of the duology of the cat and mouse duology. This is a dark romance. It's stalker. It has a ton of trigger warnings. If you ever think about picking up the book, please, please, please look up triggers. I did. I usually don't, but I did just in case. I did read the first one for spooky season in October. It was very good in my opinion. I really liked it, and I do plan on continuing. Hunting Adeline is just very intimidating for me. I hear it's a lot worse, like trigger warning wise, than the first one, so that kind of intimidates me as well. But definitely darker themed, but very good, and it's also chunky. But hoping to get to this by the end of the year to knock another series off of my TBR. Next up, I have This Spells Love. This is my book of the month pick for November, and I do this thing, it like scratches an itch in my brain, but I have to read the book of the month book in the month that I get it, or it'll sit on my shelf forever and I will never read it. So this book is a romance book. The main character and her best friend Dax and some of her family members are all drunk one night, and they tried to do a little funny spell thing for her ex-boyfriend, and it goes wrong, and she realizes that her best friend Dax wakes up and realizes she has no idea who she is anymore. I think it's the romance between the female main character and the best friend Dax. So friends to lovers, can't beat it. So I'm very excited about this one. Can't wait to read it. It sounds like a very good one, and it's short. I love a short romance. So I have 3 books left. This next one I should have already read this year, but it's the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This will probably be the next book on my TBR. As you guys probably know if you're in the book universe, the movie did just come out, and I do want to watch it. And I want to watch all of them before I go see this one, but I need to finish the book first, and then I'll watch them all, and then I will go see the first one. But yes, definitely want to read this one, and this will also complete the Hunger Games trilogy for me. I finished that trilogy maybe 2 years ago, and this one has just been sitting on my shelf collecting dust. Now that the movie's out, I feel like I have more obligation and more reason to really pick this up and read it. So definitely probably going to be my next read, because I really want to see the movie, and I hear that Snow is an awesome character in it, so cannot wait for that one. Next up, this one I picked up last year for Christmas season. It's There's Something About Mary. Sorry, not Molly. There's Something About Mary, and I don't know why I didn't pick this up last year. I think I picked up like 10 Christmas books and I binged them and then never wanted to read a Christmas book ever again. So this one made it to the TBR this year. I do plan on reading this. I didn't go out and get any Christmas books this year because I simply am not in the mood to read any Christmas books this year. So maybe that'll change once December hits or once Christmas gets closer, but I haven't gotten any, and I'm saving this one for when I am in a Christmas mood. I can read this one. I'm very excited about this one. I've heard nothing but good things about this series. It's interconnected standalones, and I think her new one, I think the third one, the newest one, came out this year, and I've seen it a couple of times, and that one also looks interesting. So maybe if I like it, I'll pick up the new one as well if I'm in a Christmas mood. It just depends. I'm a very big mood reader, but definitely excited about this one. But I have to say, if I don't read this by Christmas, I'll probably unhaul it, because that's 2 years it's sat on my shelf and I haven't read it. So last but not least for my hopefuls before the end of the year is Ricochet. If you've been here, you probably saw one of my reading vlogs. I just read Addicted, which is the first book of this series. I think it's Addicted to You, maybe? Now I don't know. This is book 2 of the Addicted and Calloway series. I think they're 2 different series that people combine together. I'm still trying to understand the universe, but this one is still about Lo and Lily. So it's just their story. I really like the first book, and I don't know why I've been putting this off for so long. I think because I can't get it on my Kindle, because every time I check Libby for the e-copy, it's like 16+ week wait, and I like reading books as a physical copy and also a Kindle copy, especially when they're romances, because the romances are what I usually read before bed at night. But yeah, so this one I definitely plan on picking up hopefully by the end of this year. This might be the next romance book I pick up. I didn't put a lot of romance. Actually, most of my hopefuls are romance, so I don't have no idea what I'm saying. But yeah, hopefully this is next. If not, it'll go to next year. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video and sticking around. As you guys all know, like, share, subscribe if you've not done any of those things, and I will see you next time.